This tale begins the night before Thanksgiving in 1971. A man by the name of Dan Cooper bought a ticket at the Northwest Orient's desk at the Portland airport for a flight to Seattle, a ticket purchase that would never warrant explanation because traveling near the holidays is typical. However, Dan Cooper, or more commonly known as D.B. Cooper, did something that was quite unusual and leaves us scratching our heads to this day. A little after the flight took off, Cooper ordered a bourbon and soda and passed the flight stewardess a note. She absent-mindedly slipped it into her pocket, assuming that Cooper was a businessman potentially hitting on her. Cooper then casually said to her that she should probably read the note, as he alleged he had a bomb in his suitcase and needed $200,000 in cash. In 2018, that would be approximately $1.2 million, and 4 parachutes, or else he said, "I'll do the job." In return for the compensation, Cooper vowed that passengers would arrive to Seattle safely and flight crew members would get meals during refuel. After proper coordination with the FBI, money was given and the passengers were evacuated. To be honest, the story could have ended right there due to the sheer ludicrousness of the situation. A man takes hostage of a plane of approximately 40 people by handing a note to the stewardess while drinking a bourbon and soda. But as we know, life is stranger than fiction. Cooper ordered that all flight crew, except for the 2 pilots, flight engineer, and a flight stewardess, to leave the plane. Those remaining were intended to help fly him to Mexico City with a stopover at Reno for gas. After takeoff, Cooper requested that one flight attendant who was with him join the crew in the cockpit. Soon after, Cooper lowered the air stairs, the stairs used to enter and exit the airplane, and parachuted out of the airplane into the cold, stormy night with $200,000 in hand. And that was that. No missing body, no magical reappearances 20 years later. The FBI spent more than 40 years trying to find clues about where DB had disappeared to, but there were only 2. In 1978, there was an instruction card on how to lower air stairs found on the side of a logging road in Washington. And in 1980, $5,800 worth of the requested bills were found by an 8-year-old in the Columbia River near Vancouver. The FBI learned of the crime in flight and immediately opened an extensive investigation that lasted many years. The Bureau said on their website, calling it NORJAC for Northwest Hijacking. We interviewed hundreds of people, tracked leads across the nation, and scoured the aircraft for evidence. By the 5-year anniversary of the hijacking, we'd considered more than 800 suspects and eliminated all but 2 dozen from consideration. Overnight, this bizarre situation made Cooper a cultural phenomenon. 15 Cooper-inspired plane hijackings happened the year after. Thankfully, all were unsuccessful. Multiple books, TV shows, and movies used D.B. Cooper to create What If I Survived plotlines, and even spun him into a fictional character who confessed his crimes. What's even crazier is that there is a music festival in Washington completely dedicated to him for no other reason other than Cooper is a badass. Here's something quite complex about Cooper. He was a gentleman's robber who wanted the flight crew to have meals during the heist, a courteous hostage taker who tipped the attendants for the bourbon and soda he was sipping. These contradictions may make your opinion on him paradoxical as well. Should we honestly be glorifying a man who did something so reckless? A local resident who lives near the area where Cooper supposedly parachuted out of told New York Magazine that there's something truly special, even heroic about him. Folks are actually pulling for this man. That's all anybody wants to talk about. I hear it all day long. Hope he made it. He deserves it. Hope he gets away with every nickel, like he's some kind of Robin Hood character. It's as if people think about Cooper as a regular guy rather than, someone on the FBI's most wanted list for a full 45 years, or a crazy daredevil who probably never lived another day due to the idiocy of parachuting out of a plane in a raincoat in pitch black night. Well, if you're still curious about what happened to him, which you probably are, I recommend watching BuzzFeed's series, BuzzFeed Unsolved True Crimes, The Strange Disappearance of D.B. Cooper. It's incredibly entertaining, and they give some great in-depth coverage on what potentially happened to Cooper. In addition, Geoffrey Gray wrote a whole book called Skyjack, The Hunt for D.B. Cooper, and also penned a Sunday review for the New York Times called A Mystery We Really Don't Want to Solve, which talks about the Phantom phenomenon and possible suspects.